guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. And could you tell by my outfit that fall is here? It's chilly outside. I'm wearing my sweaters. I'm trying to stay warm. Yeah, it's definitely, we're going into the colder temperatures, and I'm somebody who's like always cold. So I'm like thinking about sweaters and socks and blankets and everything. I'm like, how am I going to stay warm this season? But besides just like obsessing over changing out my wardrobe, I am thinking about changing out my skincare routine. You know, as we go into the different temperature, my skin needs different things. And while not everything is going to get changed out, definitely one of the things that's like the easiest and makes the biggest difference in your skincare routine from season to season is moisturizer, right? And it is not an easy product to get just right. Like picking out the very perfect moisturizer for you, well, it's not as hard as sunscreen. It's like I would say it's probably second hardest product to get just right, which is why I wanted to focus on a lot of different moisturizer reviews this month, so that if you're looking to change out your moisturizer as well, I've got you covered. So this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 different moisturizers based on your skin type and skin concerns. And this is a sister video to my 5 ceramide moisturizers to know video. So if you're looking for ceramides in your moisturizer, definitely go check out that video. I'll put it right up here for you guys. But if you're like, okay, ceramides, maybe not, this is the video for you, because I'm going to be breaking down a lot of different products for a lot of different skin types. So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So if you have super oily skin, you have very sensitive skin, you're acne prone or even fungal acne prone, this is the moisturizer you need to know. It's Krave Oat So Simple Moisturizer. This is a very minimal moisturizer, the most minimal on this list. It only has 10 ingredients. Insane, right? So ingredients highlights include oat extract, which is very soothing and calming for the skin. It has an anti-inflammation benefit for the skin, so it can really calm down things like acne. It's even good for eczema and rosacea prone skin. So the texture is a cream texture, but it's incredibly light. You know, as you spread this across your skin, it feels very hydrating on the skin with just a little whisper of balancing moisture. It absorbs really nicely into the skin, and it's got, again, the key word here is light, a very light occlusivity to it. This is just that nice little final layer when you don't need that much. You know, you just need something just to finish off your skincare routine and protect your skin, but not overwhelm it, not create a heavy layer on the skin at all. Very, very breathable. This is the one for you. So this gets the gold star for being so minimal. I mean, 10 ingredients only, right? And fungal acne safe, which is not that easy to find in a moisturizer. I do have a full video review on this product, and really my verdict for my personal skin is just a little bit too light, which is why I'm really recommending this as the lightest option out there. However, if you do feel like, you know, even if you're super duper oily and you want a lightweight moisturizer, but this is still just maybe not quite enough, they actually do CRAVE encourages you to customize this product, mixing in your moisturizing serums or your oils to kind of get it to just that perfect level for you. So I kind of like the idea of being able to customize this, it being so minimal, and then you kind of being able to kind of control it on your end. That is kind of a nice and appealing idea. But if you really are just searching for the most minimal, the most gentle, the fungal acne safe moisturizer out there, like this is going to be the one for you. Now, if you're oily skin typed or combination skin type, you're very acne prone and you tend to get hyperpigmentation on your skin and you love a gel textured moisturizer, this one is for you. It's I'm From Vitamin Tree Water Gel. Now this is a moisturizer that actually helps to brighten up your complexion, which is why I really said I recommend this if you get some hyperpigmentation after acne. Ingredient highlights include niacinamide, and we also have a stable form of vitamin C called 3-O ethyl ascorbic acid. So this is, as I said, a stable form of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C can help really brighten up the skin, but it also is very good at working specifically on hyperpigmentation on the skin. What's nice about having a stable form of vitamin C in this moisturizer is a couple of things. Number one, it's not going to oxidize on you. This is not something that you have to keep in the refrigerator. And because it actually goes through a conversion process on your skin, it's actually a lot more gentle. Where vitamin C can sometimes be a little aggressive on sensitive skin, this is a much more gentle alternative. We're also getting some vitamin C action from sea buckthorn extract. That's really the star ingredient, the vitamin tree in this moisturizer, and it does bring a nice complexion benefit to the product. So the texture is really a true gel texture. You know, this doesn't have emolliency or moisturization to it. It really just spreads across the skin very thinly, creating that protective layer. It's got light occlusivity. It just finishes off and locks down your skincare, but it's crazy light on the skin. I mean, this is so light. It is so breathable on the skin. There are a few silicones in this ingredients list, so it does have that just slight, like kind of like skin softening effect just at the top. You know, this is really, I mean, ingredients wise, this is going to be very good if you're acne prone or hyperpigmentation prone. Even if you just have an uneven complexion, there's some really compelling brightening ingredients in this product. So good if you just need that light layer, all the way from oily skin, but it's got enough occlusivity for combination skin. Like, it's going to be enough for your drier areas too to lock it down, but it's still incredibly light, very breathable. If you love gel textures, you got to give this one a try. Now, if you want a little bit more balance from your moisturizer without greasiness, you are oily, combination skins, maybe even dehydrated, I've got one for you. This is the Klairs Fundamental Water Gel Cream. Now, when you look at the ingredients list, you're going to notice there's lots of humectants on this ingredients list. Very hydrating: panthenol, glycerin, green tea water, trehalose. There's even low molecular weight hyaluronic acid, but it is balanced out with emollients, with ingredients that bring some light moisture into the formulation. And we also have some barrier supportive ingredients in here as well, including one that is becoming my favorite just to say, which is phytosphingosine. Now, they call this a water gel cream, and those are 3 different words that evoke 3 different types of textures in my mind, right? It's like, what are you describing? And when you look at the texture, it's very, very bizarre because it's almost like a runny pudding, and you're like, what is this? I mean, I guess the best way to describe this would be like a gel cream hybrid, because it is very runny. It's not super creamy, but when you get this onto your skin, you're gonna feel so much hydration. Like, this is a very humectant moisturizer. It feels so like, if dew had a feeling on your skin, that's how this would feel. It feels dewy on your skin. Not looks dewy, but just feels dewy. It really does bring a lot of hydration into your skin, but then once it's absorbed, you feel the moisture. You know, you feel the emolliency in this. It just balances out your skin so nicely, but it's not heavy. It's definitely not greasy. There's no richness to this or like oiliness to this at all. It just fills the inside of your skin with balancing moisture and a little bit of occlusivity. But at the top, it's just plump. It really does plump your skin with hydration. It feels amazing. Now, this has enough occlusivity to fight dehydration. This fights transepidermal water loss. You guys know I have high hydration needs. I'm very prone to dehydration. This cream protects my skin. I can vouch for it. You know, I am combination onto slightly dry side with dehydration. I use this cream like spring and summer, and I was so happy with this because it was totally enough for my skin, but it was so light, it was so breathable. It was perfect for hot temperatures or wearing underneath a mask when you feel like you don't want to go too thick and heavy. This is the one. It definitely works out really nicely. Very breathable, humectant, plumping cream. Now, if your skin is a little bit more combination, either leaning on the oily side or leaning on the dry side, maybe you have dehydration, but you also have some serious anti-aging goals, and you need your moisturizer to bring a little bit of brightness to your complexion. I've got one for you. This is from Allies of Skin, their Peptides and Antioxidant Firming Daily Treatment Moisturizer. So this is a very different product than what I usually talk about on my channel. First of all, you know, this is a brand from Singapore, but it's actually really marketed towards Western skincare consumers. So it's not K-beauty, number one. Number two, this is not a minimal ingredients list. list. I'm known to favor skincare ingredients lists that are a little bit on the shorter side, right? And that doesn't make a skincare product good or bad, by the way. It's just something that like I am attracted to. However, when you look at this ingredients list, you're going to be very overwhelmed because it is long, super, super long. Holy moly, there's a lot in here, and you're just like, I can't even take it all in. Let me just try to give you some highlights. We have 7 different brightening ingredients in here. We also have 9 antioxidants. They also have a repair complex that includes peptides. They're using a 16.5% repair complex. Other notable ingredients in here include ceramide NP. We also have lactobacillus ferment and niacinamide. Now the texture of this is really interesting because on first glance, it looks very light, very airy, almost lotion-like. This is not a heavy cream moisturizer at all. It does on appearance look light, and it does feel lightweight on the skin, but it's got a lot of surprising moisture. It's got a really good emolliency to it, a little touch of richness in this really lightweight package. I didn't think it was going to work for my combination slightly on the dry skin, but it actually was enough, and it's got a good occlusivity to it that's going to fight dehydration and transepidermal water loss. Now, I really wanted to include this moisturizer because I used this last fall and I was super happy with it because not only did it like do the main functions that I need a moisturizer to do, right? Moisturize my skin and fight dehydration, but it actually brightened my skin. I was really surprised. It did bring a glowiness to my skin, like a very healthy glowiness. Like, was it fighting hyperpigmentation? Of course not, but it was just bringing that nice, like glowy, healthy complexion. And I kid you not, it did seem like my skin was looking more lifted, like more alive, more awake, more refreshed. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say that was like, oh my gosh, it was like super plump and anti-aging, not necessarily, but I really did notice that my skin looked a lot more refreshed, a lot more firm, more lifted, more awake, more glowy. Like, there was definitely a visible benefit from using this moisturizer that was incredibly impressive. This does get the gold star for being the priciest product on this list, I must admit. But like I said, if you have serious anti-aging goals, this could be a really good moisturizer for you. Now, if you have combination skin all the way up to dry skin, if you're very sensitive, prone to dehydration, you feel a lot of irritation on your skin, or you suffer with acne, the Soon Jung 2X Barrier Cream might be a good option for you. So this gets a gold star for being a very minimal ingredients list as well. This includes shea butter, sunflower seed oil, panthenol, green tea extract, and madecassoside. I also want to point out that this ingredients list does not contain any silicones. Now the name 2X Barrier Intensive Cream, it really does conjure up an image in my mind of what this texture is going to be like. It's going to be really thick, really rich, really buttery, emollient, maybe even kind of heavy on the skin, only suited for the most dry skin types, right? Yeah, it's really not that though, which is why I'm not like that thrilled with the name of this product, because I personally just find it misleading. The texture, this is 100% a medium weight cream. I'm not going to call it light. I won't call it light, but honestly, it's very airy. It doesn't have a heaviness to it at all. It feels very airy and light on the skin, but it brings that good amount of non-greasy moisture, non-oily moisture. I was actually shocked to find shea butter in the ingredients list because this doesn't feel like what I think a shea butter cream feels like. We're going to talk about one later in the video. There's no richness or shininess at the top of your skin. It absorbs really well. It does all its moisturization inside of your skin, not on top of your skin. And this is what I kind of call a cozy, comforting moisturizer for really sensitive skin. If you suffer from irritation, this is the type of cream that when you put it on, you just feel relief. It just feels really good. It feels very soothing on the skin. It does contain panthenol and madecassoside, which are really excellent skin soothers, right? This is why I really do recommend this for people who have a little bit more moisturization needs, right? We talked about Oat So Simple being great for acne prone skin, irritated skin, super sensitive skin, but remember how light the texture moisture was. If you need more moisture, this is the alternative to that because it's very minimal. It's going to be great if you suffer from acne. Madecassite, a great anti-acne ingredient. Fantastic if you have irritated skin. It's got that soothing panthenol in it with that wonderful comforting feel on the skin, but it's not super heavy and greasy. So I can see this actually working for a lot of different skin types. That ingredients list, it's really beautiful, so calming, so soothing, definitely sensitive skin friendly. Now, if you have combination skin all the way up to dry skin, you do maybe suffer with dehydration, but you might be struggling with your moisture barrier. Maybe it's a little bit weak and you want to make it stronger. This is the Cosrx B5 D-Panthenol cream. Now this cream contains 10% of panthenol. Panthenol is a wonderful ingredient for a bunch of different reasons. It does have a nice skin soothing effect, so it's going to be great if you have a little bit of irritation on your skin. It's also a fantastic humectant, so it can attract and bind a lot of water to your skin, making it an excellent hydrator for dehydrated skin. But it also is barrier supportive because panthenol, especially in a high amount like this, 10%, you don't usually find 10% in moisturizers. A high amount of panthenol like this can actually help to encourage your skin to create more of its own lipids, which is a really crucial part of your moisture barrier function. Lipids really help hug hydration to your skin, which is why I really am talking about this cream more for moisture barrier health and for helping to solve dehydration. You know, this is a really powerful ingredient. Other notable ingredients that you're going to find in this moisturizer include sunflower seed oil, and we've got quite a different handful of hyaluronic acid varieties. Now the texture of this cream is actually in looks very similar to the Jung cream that we just talked about. You know, it is a very medium weight cream, and yet this Cosrx Panthenol cream has more nourishment, a little bit more emolliency. It's got a little bit more of this, right? Where Jung, which we just talked about, very airy type of texture. It's got some good moisturization to it, but it's not as emollient and nourishing feeling as this Cosrx cream is. So that's really the difference between the two. But even so, like I said, very medium weight. It absorbs in the skin really nicely. It's doing its moisturization underneath the skin. This is not greasy on top of your skin or shiny. It doesn't feel super heavy, and this has really good occlusivity to it. I've been loving this cream recently. I've had it for a long time. It's just taken me a while to really give it the time and attention that it needs for a review. And recently I started doing that, and I've really been enjoying this so much. It's everything. If you guys follow my channel a lot, you know the moisturizers that I like the Leavv and CRAVE cream and the Pyongyang cream. This is kind of up there. They're very similar to those types of creams. So this is kind of entering those ranks, if you will. Really been enjoying this. Now, what I particularly am recommending this cream for in the video, it's really going to be dehydration and barrier care, because that 10% of panthenol is so incredibly compelling for moisture barrier support. Of course, I love ceramides for moisture barrier repair and really fortifying your moisture barrier 100%, but panthenol is one of those other supportive players that can be really helpful. And panthenol particularly, you know, when you think about it, dehydration really is a symptom of a weak moisture barrier. We always tend to want to treat our dehydration with lots of hydration, right? But that is just not really solving the root cause. We really got to get into that barrier and really make it stronger so your episodes of dehydration are less or completely gone, right? That's really the cause of the issue, is a weak moisture barrier. So I love that panthenol, especially in a high amount like 10%. It is really one of those great moisture barrier supportive ingredients that can go a long way to not just protecting yourself from transepidermal water loss, but solving your transepidermal water loss. Now, if you have dry skin or you're an emollient seeker like I am, dry skin, you have some anti-aging concerns and you want some brightness from your moisturizer, this is the Sioris You Look So Young Night Cream. Now, this is really a nourishing powerhouse ingredients list. We have 2% of shea butter, 5% of macadamia seed oil, and 5% of timano tomato oil. And tomato oil really is like the star ingredient that I like to focus on in this moisturizer, because I really think this is like the secret sauce ingredient to why this is such a stunning product. So tomato oil has a lot of different benefits for the skin. It's a very healing type of ingredient. It can really regenerate the skin, making it really great for irritated skin, sensitive skin, skin that is inflamed, acne prone skin. It actually even has benefits for scars, but because it has that regenerative property to it, it also makes it a very compelling anti-aging ingredient. Tomato oil, what it's really well known for, because especially when ingredients can give you some bang for your buck, when you can get a visible benefit on your skin, right? That's what it gets really famous for. Tomato oil can really brighten up your complexion. It does bring a really healthy glow to your skin, but it can also work on hyperpigmentation. So it is a really well-rounded, really kind of fantastic ingredient to find in this moisturizer. And I also want to point out that there are no silicones in this ingredients list. Now, this is really the thickest texture in the video. You know, when we were talking about the Jung cream and I said I was surprised that shea butter was in this because it was not characteristic of shea butter, this texture in my mind is more characteristic of a shea butter type texture because it's very buttery, it's very rich, it's got a lot of emolliency. You can feel all those beautiful oils in this cream. It's very, very rich. Now, I personally, if you just ask me, like, if we were just having a conversation, you know, if you ask me like, oh, do you think that this is a heavy moisturizer? I would say no, it's not a heavy moisturizer at all. However, I do want to point out that in this video of everything we've talked about, this is the heaviest one on the list. You know, even so, you know, being super rich, super nourishing and moisturizing, I do still feel like this just feels very medium weight on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy and oppressive. And it's not the type of like dry skin moisturizer that feels like it created like a thick, almost waxy layer on my skin, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't have that like seal it off quality. It just really infuses your skin with a ton of nourishing, rich moisture, but without being a really thick cream. They've really kind of formulated this very pleasingly in my mind. Now, because it has that buttery and really rich texture, it does leave a little bit of that on the top of your skin, just a whisper. It's not super greasy. It's not super greasy, but it's not something I'd recommend for oily skin either. So just something to be aware of. Now, why I really love this cream, and I've been raving about it a lot recently, is because it does show a really nice benefit on the skin. I said tomato oil, really the secret sauce ingredient, really the star here, because it does bring a brightness to your skin. You know, you will wake up being like, my skin looks better for having used this moisturizer. And, you know, not all moisturizers can you claim like a visible benefit the next day. But the tomato oil is really hard working in this product. I mean, this is like a no-fail product. If I put this on, you know, at night and I wake up the next morning, I will probably be like, hey, my skin looks so like, you know, there's just some days when you're like, oh, my skin is glowing. This is a product that will make your skin glow the next day. So I really like it. I think it is a very good one for dry skin. Great if your skin's a little bit more on the dry and irritated side. And definitely if you're seeking for some brightening in your moisturizer, this is a great one. So picking a moisturizer isn't always the easiest thing in the world, but hopefully my videos do help you find just the right one for you. So I'm curious to know, do you switch your moisturizer up from season to season? And which one are you using right now? Let me know in the comment box below. If the video was helpful for you, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Don't go yet. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I release 2 new skincare focused videos every single week, and don't forget to turn on notifications because sometimes you don't always see the new videos, but if you turn on notifications, you're not going to miss out on any new videos from me. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I'm going to go change into even a warmer sweater and some sweatpants, and I'll talk to you in the next video. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. Bye.